Additional damage.
Yo, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the morning market report. Guys, we just got data, just dropped just now. If you guys don't know, it's over 900,000 jobs. They said, hey, you got these jobs? But it's all a lie. It's close, 911,000. 911,000. Go over here. Look, right there, right there. 900, nope, right there. 911,000 jobs that don't exist that they said existed. Data just dropped on it. What is this going to mean for Bitcoin? We're going to break it all down. We're going to take a look at how everything is playing off of this record, off this news data. We're going to look at the Bitcoin chart. We're going to look at some alts. We're going to try to wrap our head around what we can expect and how the market volatility is going to play out with this. So you guys stay tuned. Stay right there. Don't go anywhere. You guys know what time it is. Class is in session. Let's get this. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Morning Market Report. Guys, again, just got that data here. Today's show, as always, brought to you by Chart Prime Indicators. Guys, this data, we are seeing a pullback here on the 4-hour candle. It was pushing up on the 1-to-1 level right there where we talked about yesterday. Now we are getting market sell-off. I do think that we're going to get some initial sell-off on this. If we look at the TradFi side, which we're going to in a second, it's sitting about flat right now. I do think we will get some sell-off on this, but then I think it will turn around and we will see this start to get the reality is that these bad job numbers equate to rate cuts, and that is going to be bullish for the market at the end of the day, I think. So let's go ahead and bring up OC. OC guy, what's up, man? How you doing, my bro?
I'm doing great. I mean, today's been a little bit of a shaky morning, but so far it's been pretty good. We have two alerts being hit right now. I mean, both in LDO and CRV. So CRV is actually pushing through, and well, that can be a little bit excited because we're getting right out on a rejection zone. We'll see how the CRV plays out because I mean, let me remind you, CRV, despite what's looking bullish, you just need to make one, like, I don't know, fake step or misbehave a little bit and then fall into a cliff. There is a emptiness area right below it. So I'm actually kind of like trying to hit or catch a CRV short, but we'll see how that plays out. But other than that, things are getting excited.
Yeah, shout out to everybody watching us right now over on X. Again, we talked about job numbers and what do we get? Over 200 people on X watching us right now. So shout out to everybody over there. Of course, much love to all of the people right here. Is LBC in here? Is LBC in the chat? He is. LBC, congratulations, LBC. I just saw his baby pics last night. He's got the newest member of the LBC family joining them there last night. So congratulations, shout out to LBC and his family. All of you guys over there, you guys awesome. So, all right, OC, what do we got for Bitcoin chart? Let's go take a look at where we're currently sitting. We're going to loop back around after that, take a look at this news, and then go look at some altcoins. What do you got for us on that Bitcoin chart, OC?
Absolutely. So let's zoom into it, and we'll see that we are right now at the top of that range. Basically, we are still in a price action ranging sideways. All right. And well, why are we at the top of the range? We talked about that yesterday. We have a downwards line, right, or downwards range, which means that if the price action just moves sideways, we're eventually going to be hitting that top of the range, right? We are having the same thing right now, right? So we are ranging, slightly pushing to the upside, making a break to that dynamic reactor, which that also it's a little bit exciting, and getting trapped between dynamic reactor right here and our downward trend line. I think a squeeze might be on its way. All right. Very important. Let's remember that we have a support somewhere around here. Let's bring up also our support and resistances. So, oh, yep, and we have it. Let's just push a little bit lower where it is. And let's now hide it. And that will be, in case of a short squeeze, that will be our next target. I know, bottom of the range, but the difference is that at this point, we already are breaking through dynamic reactor, right? And let's remember, or let's recap that dynamic reactor, it is the closest, most important part of volume resistance or support at a given candle, which means that right now we are interacting with the big bulk of the volume area that has been accumulating and pushing downwards as the price ranges. So that means big movements incoming. Most likely, I would say a short squeeze, and well, then maybe finding some support in 110 and finally having a bounce to the upside. But so far, doing great. And since we haven't broken this next trend line, we are out of the blue so far. So far on having a short, right? So just be very careful. If we start losing this trend line, remember we're losing the micro trend or the current micro trend, and then well, it's not about the breakout, it's about the retest, and then off we go. We'll have to see how data impacts this micro range that we're seeing right now. But other than that, that's where we are located right now in Bitcoin, looking maybe today for a possible entry.
Yeah, and I like I said, I do think that we are going to see some pullback initially because people go, "Oh my God, it's really bad." But when they process the data and they go, "Wait a minute, what's the second order effect? What's the third order effect? What is the so what to this?" Which we're going to break it all down. I think that it means you can definitely think that we're going to be cutting rates now. We've been at 100% for a while. Anyway, I got a strange glitch to show you guys from this morning too. I actually have it saved, but yeah. So shout out to all the people in the chat right now. If you guys are watching us over on X, make sure you come on over here to our YouTube channel at Piper Academy and yeah, come check us out over here too. Appreciate everyone that is watching us, no matter where you are, anywhere around the world, on what platform. Glad to have you guys all here. Mike Play is in the house with us. We got Hart, Dylan, VA, Alexandra G, the Mod Queen, Little Fish is in here. JR, hey, LBC, if you're listening, I have some USDT that JR sent yesterday that I'm going to be sending to you today via Cash App. So I got you, bro. Kelly is in the house. Kellyfint in here with us. Donata Cabrero, LOS, Line of Sight on Crypto, is joining us here. RS Miller, Buck. I don't even know why I said his name. Is he worthy? I don't know. Question remains to be answered. But shout out to Buck. Lunar Beach is in here. All of course, shout out to him and the new baby. The new baby. Yeah, we'll see. Let's see. A lot of people in here, man. Dylan VA, BC Port Corp, got you, bro. And yeah, Mike Play, I think I said your name, but I'll say it again. Everybody in here is worthy of their name being repeated 2 or 3 times, so that's okay. Let's go jump over into the news. Shout out to everybody that's watching this right now. Glad to have you guys all here. CJ Taylor, Chris writes. CJ Taylor, it's my brother, it's Clyde, over in Florida. So shout out to you. Appreciate you being here. And Chris, salute, brother. Let's go jump in on the news. OC, let's break this all down. Talk about what's going on with the markets right now, and there's new data, and we'll break all this down. Then we'll come back and take a look at altcoins. We are going to be pushing live over to Crypto Princess this morning. That's the name. Crypto Princess this morning. I'm actually guesting on her show right after this. So we're going to line it up, hand it over, jump in on her show and do that live over there. So I hope you guys are ready for all that. But yeah, let's go talk about the metrics here on Into the Cryptoverse, guys. Looking at the crypto market cap right now, currently sitting at $3.91 trillion. The trend on this is sitting at 4.32. We're only down 9.65% now, folks, to get back to fair valuation on the entire crypto market cap. Bitcoin's current risk levels, this is for our DCA people, 53.9. It's sitting at a 2x DCA still. And then how about Bitcoin dominance, guys? With stable coins, Bitcoin dominance sitting at 57.62. Take those stables away, we're still sitting at 62% dominance. So Bitcoin not really falling too hard, but we are seeing some movement on the ROI for the past 90 days. Let's talk about that. We're currently sitting at 60.87% right now, 60.87 points, if however you want to do it, but it's 75% really. It is currently neither Bitcoin nor altcoin season. Altcoins with an ROI, that is a return on investment, is sitting greater than Bitcoin, 28 altcoins. How many of them less than Bitcoin? 21. So right now, still sitting in that range. That is a key area of rejection historically. So we got to get through this, get them to that 75%. Not currently, not quite into alt season yet. So let's jump over here and take a look at into the crypto, or the X marks the spot, I should say. and let's talk about a couple of things on here. First of all, what is the new fear and greed? Let's go see that. Fear and greed right now is sitting at 48. We are in neutral on the Bitcoin fear and greed. How about the Ethereum fear and greed? Is it sitting there in that same range too? I'm pretty sure it is. Yep, 48, sitting in neutral right there for Ethereum. Had a couple of interesting things. One was from Stock Market News. He was talking about the job revisions and that it could be as low as 950,000. Again, it came in at 911,000. But check this out. FX Evolution put this out. This is from the Federal Reserve Bank of New York. It's the Hover Analytics. And they did this job finding expectations. Finding a job in the next 3 months if you lose your job today. Okay. The percentage of the chance, the probability of finding a job in the next 90 days if you were to lose your job today, guys, it's sitting right about 10.75% chance of finding a job in the next 90 days. This is a pretty, and mind you, this is in New York that they're doing this survey in, because that matters. You got to look at source data and start breaking that stuff down. But overall, not a good look. 10.75% chance of finding a job within 90 days. I don't know that many people have the ability or have the money sitting to the side to have 90 days worth of emergency funds. So yeah, that would be quite dramatic. So looking here in the past 24 hours, 194,995 traders got liquidated. Total liquidations coming in at $345.58 million. Largest single liquidation order was on Binance. It was Bitcoin. No big deal. Just 2.65 million. How's the stock market looking today? Let's give it a refresh. Yeah, it pulled down into the red. And now we're looking at some green here. It is pretty flat. I mean, keep that in mind. Let me get signed in there. Let me get signed in. There we go. Sign in. There we go. Sign in. So yeah, looking here at this, Dow Jones right now about 0.11% to the upside. S&P is about 0.16. The NASDAQ is at 0.19. Russell 2K small caps, aka TradFi altcoins, right? Sitting down -3.2%. So VIX volatility index up about 1% today. And we are seeing some holding strength, nothing rallying here, but it is pretty flat and we're holding there in that zone. How's the bond market looking? Well, 10-year yield is getting a little bit of an uptick here. 0.019, but it's holding at that 4%. Would like to see this go into the 3.9 range. Gold is still pumping up, closing in on $3,700 today, up $3,695, up about 0.5%. Silver getting a slight cool off, sitting at $41.56. And then copper up a little bit. Platinum and palladium both taking a breather. Woosah. Platinum down about 0.2%. Palladium just flat and neutral. So how about oil? Energy markets pumping up, guys. Got some green across the board there on all of the energy sector. Let's go take a look at the crypto bubbles, see how that's looking for us. Daily, mostly green. Hourly, mixed market. That's what we have there. What's up, French Toaster? I see you, bro. How you doing, man? Good to see you here. Looking at Bitcoin up on the daily about 0.2%. Ethereum is sitting flat, neutral at $4,333. Coffee break brought to you by Legendary Aviation Coffee. Delicious coffee. BNB in the red today on the daily, flat on the hourly. Solana's big movers, right? Let's see. Solana, no, not a big mover, up 1.3%. Dogecoin up 3%. Decent. 3.1. Okay, it's trying to squeeze in some more. All right, fine. How about 3.1? Is that better? Okay. Cardano's up 2.5% here. Hyperliquid, again, native tokens up 5%. And rounding out the top 20 other big movers, Avalanche is starting to get a little bit of a move to the upside. But that's really about it in the top 20, guys. Nothing really moving big today, but I think that we will have a lot of volatility the rest of the week. Looking at the economic calendar, why do I think that? Because today was part one of the 3 catalysts. JR, I'm not hating. I don't know what you're talking about. Good morning, JR. Does that make you feel better? Okay. Did I miss you earlier? Looking at today's data, guys, we were at negative 818,000 job revisions last year. So what is this job revision? If you don't know, this is done every year by the Bureau of Labor Statistics. And they put this out, and it goes March to March, right? They're March to March. That's when they put out the final. Well, what's the one coming out right now? That's the preliminary. This won't be finalized until March of next year, guys. And it can actually go up or down. Typically, historically, it goes up, right? Right now, we had 911,000 jobs this preliminary report, which is even higher than the inaccuracies of last preliminary report, which is 1 year ago. Oh, I guess about 6 months ago. Well, I guess it would be a year ago. Yeah, a year ago. So 911,000 jobs cut out today. Now, this is Catalyst 1. This means, yep, we definitely have a weakening labor market. Catalyst 2, that's going to be tomorrow. We're not done with the sit and wait volatility, right? What we're seeing right now is PPI tomorrow. This is your producer price inflation. Was up 0.9%. They're expecting to see that it's going to be at 0.3, 0.4 for consensus forecast. However, pause for effect, that is still way above what it would put us in line with a 2% inflation. So while it was really, really bad previously, even if it comes in at these numbers, it's still not at the target levels that they want to see. You can see this was much higher than what we've had, historically here. 0.9% would put us at like 11% annual inflation rate. So yeah, that's Catalyst 1, PPI, core PPI, all of this coming in tomorrow. What else we're going to get? Thursday, core inflation rate and inflation rate. This is your inflation rate month over month and year over year. Core inflation rate month over month, year over year is your inflation rate minus food and energy. Two very volatile factors of inflation. This right now expected to come in neutral pretty much across the board on core, slightly higher when you tie in food and energy because food is getting expensive and so is energy. So that's what we're expecting to see there. So we're still waiting on this data to come in Wednesday and Thursday to be the 3-point catalyst for the markets this week. And that's what we're going to be keeping an eye on. So make sure you're tuning in here every day at 10 a.m. because we break the stuff down every day and we go, okay, here's your updated data. This is what it means now. So, and then lastly, we're expected to get Michigan Consumer Sentiment Report. And don't get it twisted. Guys, this is done out of the University of Michigan. I get that. And everybody's going, well, why does that matter? You see this thing is red. The box is red. This is a major Wall Street tool. They watch this closely. And so as of right now, it's expected to come down, meaning the sentiment is going to get worse from 58.2 to 58, 57. This comes in like 56, 55. We close out the week with a sell-off in the markets. That's just my humble opinion. So yeah, we got a lot of catalysts going on this week still, guys. This was just hurdle 1, and it's not looking good for the economy. Is looking pretty decent for the markets, though. Like I said, bad job numbers equals forced rate cut. Forced rate cut equals market bullishness until they realize that if it's 50 basis point rate cuts, we're probably looking at a recession. But yeah, I want to show you this. This is the FedWatch Tool. Sorry for the flashbang. This was this morning when I first opened this up. And you guys see this 100%, right? 100% rate cut. No. It actually is reading a 100% rate hike. And I was like, what in the hell? And I kept refreshing it and kept refreshing it and kept refreshing it. And finally, it went to the normal. So if I hit the refresh on this rate hike, you'll see it'll probably go to rate cuts. It tripped me out, though. I was like, what the hell? See, it's taking a while to load, and that's what it did. And then it popped up finally and gave me the charts. It's still glitchy. I don't know what's going on. Oh, there it goes. Nope, it did not. It did not. It's not even loading now. So yeah, right now I did get one tab to load. We're still looking at a 100% chance of a rate cut, 92.1% chance of 25 basis points, and 7.9% chance of 50 basis points. So overall, we will see a rate cut, but I'm hoping that it's 25 and not 50 because why? I've explained this. If you look here, 50 This is your 50 basis point cuts going back to the 70s, right? January 2001, Fed cut rate, 50 base points. Recession started in March, 2 months later. September 2007, 50 basis points, Great Recession. This is when they do 50 basis point rate cuts because of data coming in, not because kumbaya, inflation's going down. We just did 50 basis points last year, okay? Here in the United States, they did 50 basis points. That was because they said, okay, we've held it high long enough. Inflation is ticking in the right direction, and then it started coming back up again. But that is different than these reasons. These reasons are because they were seeing cracks. Why are we cutting rates now? Because we're seeing cracks. If they do 50 basis points, 6 out of the last 7 50 basis point rate cuts due to emergency reasons, due to catastrophic avoidance, right, has led to recessions. So within 60 to 90 days, sometimes almost immediately. So that is why I'm hoping that we see 25 basis points and not 50, because I don't want history to repeat. And while I think that it's very likely to, let's try to avoid it. So let's go look at the crypto liquidations right now. Short max pain, 113,842. That will hurt the most number of short traders. Looking at the longs, 111,587. Pretty close there on those numbers. Is that the monthly? That can't be the monthly. That is not the monthly. How about 114,229 on short pain, 107,000 on long max pain. If you guys don't know what max pain is, it's the level that will hit the biggest number of traders. So if you're a bunch of long traders, that $107,148 will be the level that would cause the most amount of liquidations, max pain. So anything else? Anything else? I don't think so. I think we're good. Let's jump back over here, OC. That's what we got on the data today. And so, yeah, job numbers not looking good. We talked about it yesterday. I didn't think they were going to be good. I kept referencing. They talked about 500, 950. I'm like, 900,000. If it comes in over 900,000, guys, not going to be good for the economy, but definitely going to cinch that we're getting some rate cuts coming, right? And then I would come in at 900,000. But I also said that it would be bullish on the markets. It is interesting to see that the markets are still pretty flat right now. I think a lot of people are waiting more for that PPI and CPI to stack on top of that data so they can get a better picture of what they're looking at on Wall Street. That's what we're seeing there. So, see, what are we looking at on altcoins right now? And how is gold looking? Because I told you, gold's going to keep on pumping. Don't fade gold. Everyone's like, when are we shorting gold? You can short gold. You can short gold when they start to print money to get us out of recession, which is coming soon to a country near you. That's when you can start to short gold. For now, nobody got money to print. Money's not being printed yet. So, let's go take a look at those charts and see how we're looking on the alt side.
Absolutely. Let's get started with gold. Gold is being pushing, but it's also being stuck on my resistance boxing here. Something interesting is that let's go and check this out. Let me just clear this up. By the way, this is an upwards movement because I believe that we're going to have a breakout retest continuation, or most likely we might be having a little bit of a flag out. Important. I would love to see gold to have a big retracement. All right. We talked about this. It's not that I'm saying that it's going to, all right? I just would love to see it. And that is because that will ease out some monetary pressure on the rest of the economy, right? Because right now we're seeing, well, this money has to come from somewhere. And machines are not that printing that hard as before, right? So, which means we are seeing a fluctuation of income from one sector to another sector, in this case, gold, all right? So far, we are in a big resistance area right here. Something interesting, it is that we're having 1 week. It's not closed just yet, but look at that shape of that candle. If we take a look at how that candle usually reacts, if that closes as is right now, it might signify a little bit of a retracement, all right? Another important thing is, look at that. We have a peak performance diamond. We're having a lesser of a volume on that rejection, which means that we might be getting prompt for a possible retracement. be careful, because if we keep pumping upwards, we're going to be forming right here a divergence, which means that despite the volume is coming back down, the price is going up, and then we might have the retracement. All right. So that is an important thing to understand and to be aware. So not shorting gold, but this could be, if we have a flag out or even a retracement, this could be your opportunity to jump back into gold. So yep, no gold shorting, but absolutely a re-entry. So far so good. I mean, gold is pumping. Let's go over a couple of other coins before I pass it over to you. And I want to get started with the hashtag F Ethereum, and then let's jump into Solana. All right, so Ethereum doing basically nothing, just hovering at the center of the range that I'm looking into, right? So what is the range? Well, basically this previous liquidity zone here, and well, we have the center somewhere around there. In fact, let me just calculate it really quickly from here to there, and this is the center, and we are hovering slightly above that center. Let me in fact just push it all the way up here to my left, so we have a clean picture of where the price action is hovering around. So at the top range, very close to that center, right? So we haven't lost the dynamic reactor, although the dynamic reactor is catching up to us. And this, I mean, this is exactly inverse correlated than Bitcoin. And I'm talking about the dynamic reactor, right? While Bitcoin, we have dynamic reactor coming in downwards on the price action. So that will lead us to maybe breakout retest continuation, right? Maybe after a first rejection. So let's just put it in here like that. All right. In this case, it's happening the other way around. It is supposed to be some support, but so far, despite we haven't lost the dynamic reactor and we don't push far enough. In fact, we've been pushing lower and lower and lower, which means, well, we don't have the capital injection on Ethereum to make that break up to the upside. So we need to be very careful. I would say that we need a liquidity grab, and that liquidity, it is right down here, right? In fact, if we go over our VRVP, we'll see that right here is exactly where we have one smart money entry, very close to the same area that we're pointing at. So be careful with Ethereum. I think needs a sweep of the lows to grab that liquidity, have enough strength, get people to enter, and finally make the breakout continuation. Still, you are right with that, Piper, when you mentioned that markets are flat. I think they're having a little bit of a delay, or I don't know what's going on. Maybe they are waiting on more data to start reacting to it. But so far, this is how Ethereum is doing. It's just flat out of it. So going to XRP is being killing it. I do remember, guys, that I mentioned that if you want to catch up the movement, you would need to wait for a flag out. And if you didn't want to wait for that flag out, go into lower time frames, like for example, the 30 minutes. In the 30 minutes, I did give an entry here as we have some liquidity grab right down there, and that was on the hacker show. So that played out very nicely if you were part of the hacker show. We move our stop to entry as soon as we have our first body candle in the green, then rejection back, stop us out at zero loss, find the liquidity right down here. You see that? And then it pumped. So right now we're making the same thing. We're having the same rejection here. We just need to be a little bit more careful, because right here we were going to, there we go, our reversal. Sorry about that. Lack of coffee. That must be lack of coffee. So we
Better
have
fix
our
that. Better
value
fix
here.
that. No
Absolutely.
OJ. No OJ in your coffee.
No, all right, all right. I'll try that. I'll try that. See if it's tasty enough. So, other than that, going for that peak performance diamond, look at where that peak performance diamond played out very, very nicely at your liquidity zone, at your predictive range, and then push through. All right, we are basically on the same area right now on the beginning, on the first pullback, right? So be careful, because despite our liquidity zone, it's in here. This tends to be a little more chunky than this one, right? So remember, this was our liquidity, a little bit chunkier, less chunkier, right? Less thicker. And right now, we're going to that area, so we can still go lower in here as we develop our valley, peak performance diamond, or even right here, our reversal diamond. And that will be our next entry for a possible bounce up. So be careful with this re-entry, because this one might be a little bit more profound than the one before. Quick advice: use I don't know what this thing is not moving. All right, perfect. For some reason, I'm saving the charts. Come on, it's stuck on me. Cancel. All right. This thing has stuck in me. I cannot move it. Oh, here it is. Finally. All right. So grab your trend line and push it somewhere like this. Let's find a better suitable. There we go. I think this is good enough. Well, then, as you can see, it's coinciding with the center of that liquidity zone. So a little bit more, maybe within this 4-hour candle or 30-minute candle, we might have some bounces somewhere around here. Be careful, use your oscillator. Remember, if you're looking for this oscillator, it's a free tool from Chart Prime. And as you've seen, I've migrated almost to only free indicators or Chart Prime. Do not waste your time and go check them out. And if you think these indicators are good, well, wait to see the premium section. So turning it back to you, Piper. And in the round robin, I'll go over LDO and CRV.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm sitting here watching the FedWatch Tool. It's still having all kinds of issues. Guys, I don't know what's going on with the FedWatch Tool, which is where we get a lot of that data from on projections. Like, hey, here's the. Oh, okay, we're coming in. Good. Here we go. It's taking forever to load. There's a lot of volatility going on back and forth with this thing right now. So it's kind of weird. Right now, let's bring OC up here too. Come on up, OC. There we go. We're sitting there at 90.1% chance of 25 basis points still, but it's now moved up to about a 10% chance of 50 basis points. And again, we don't want to see 50 basis points. It would be great for money quantitative easing, but not good for what we typically see as a result. Coinciding with that. So looking here at X, guys. Let's go take a look here. I had a new bookmark here. Kabisi Letter just put out an update, and then I'll look at a couple of charts here too with you. Breaking: U.S. Labor Department revises negative 911,000 jobs, which we talked about this morning. Data reported in the 12 months ending March 2025. Keep this in mind. I'm sorry, Dave Digital. Flashbang on you, man. I'm sorry. If Alex O is still here, shout out to Alex O too. I saw him earlier and did not give him a shout out, so my bad. Flashbang. Remember these job numbers that they're reporting this morning. These are only through March 2025. They don't include anything from April 2025 on. And we know how those job numbers have looked. They've revised them down and revised them down and revised them down. It's been painful to watch. So U.S. BLS, that's the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, overstated the number of jobs added by approximately 76,000 jobs per month. In June, the U.S. revised down. This is what I was talking about after that report, because that ended in March. In June, we revised 160,000 jobs out of the initially reported 147,000. That makes it negative, guys. Revisions are getting larger than the reported number all the time. And so, yeah, just quick little update there. The labor market not looking good. And I saw a thing the other day. This is actually concerning. People over 52, age 52 and up, which is somewhere around my current age. 52 and older, if they lose their jobs right now, are not finding new jobs at all. Because there's no one wants to hire a 52-year-old when they've got a line out the door of people waiting that are, in their 30s. They're just not getting rehired. So if you're in that age group and you have a job, you might want to do everything you can to make yourself valuable, because 52 and older, not finding jobs to replace their lost jobs. So pretty bad. Let's go take a look at a couple charts, OC. Let's do that. Bitcoin getting a little bit of a sell-off here on the 4-hour. I want to look at AERO. We talked about AERO yesterday. Actually, here, let's do this and go to AERO. because this was one that I was watching yesterday for a short opportunity. And let's take a look at that. How are we looking here on this? So yeah, this was the level that we were watching yesterday on here. And I said, guys, if we come back down and we lose off of this level to the 50% and likely could be heading down, we are looking like we're getting pretty high there. And when we look at AERO here,
I think we don't have charts.
we don't have charts. Good Lord. There we go. Looking at AERO here, guys, we had the 4 hour that we're watching. And I said, if we break down to the 50 and get that OC retest, could likely be heading down lower there. Good call on that, OC. Sorry about that. And I was watching money flow coming down. It looked like we're starting to do a reverse saddle here on the histogram. Seeing a lot of weakness in the jump strength here for the RSI primed. But we do have the 50 day simple moving average coming in right below us. So AERO was one that I was keeping an eye on yesterday, overnight, and today. And then, of course, Bitcoin, like I said, getting that pullback. But let's go take a look at a couple of other tokens that are in our list on the Discord, because we got a couple of things over there that were moving pretty good. One was Dog, and then, of course, the my ex, who wants to talk about my ex? Alex, who said this morning, nobody wants to talk about my ex, but there were a couple of good movers this morning. Overall, right now, I think I would be looking for shorts. That would be my bias that I would have. Big reason for that bias is why? Because look, stock market is starting to pull over and return to the downside. We're starting to get some sell off. I don't know, guys. Volatility is going to be really crazy today. Just keep that in mind. And if you guys are using trades, setting up trades, make sure that you are watching closely there for your stop loss levels, because if it's too close, it's probably going to get hit. If it's too far away, you could lose even more money than what you're expecting to lose. So that's about all I got, OC. I think I'm going to hand it over to you. What do you got for some altcoins? Let's go look at those. But right now, markets are getting some sell-off. So did you say my shorts are printing? JR, they could be printing. Yeah, go check them out. Go and OC. OC, what about your shorts? Are they printing? Do you have printing shorts on, OC?
Hopefully I did. But no, I mean, talking about shorts, we did had a 1/4 of a position 5x short just to start testing the waters. That was on BNB because I was expecting this little pullback to happen yesterday and not today. Still got me in there. We'll check that out. But look, talking about your ex, well, we're never going to be talking about that. So let's go check it out. WLD, which is WorldCoin. All right. So WorldCoin, talking about that volatility. Oh my God, look at that. I mean, volatility is crazy right now. Be careful out there in the markets. And well, talking about that kind of volatility, this is what I'm trying to hunt on grass. So let's go check out grass really quickly. All right. So this is what I'm expecting, or what I'm looking or going after grass. All right. Because I believe that we can still hit it up all the way somewhere around the 147. All right. Our first entry was neglected in here, or was skipped. It did not break out retest as I was expecting. A big, very short breakout retest. Oh, come on, don't move that. Right. Oh, you got to be kidding me. There we go. All the way down here, very, very close in here that I missed on that one. I was expecting a little bit more of a breakout continuation, retest, and then breakthrough. And right now, we were expecting that breakout. So it's not about the breakout, it's about the retest. And on our retest, then off we go. So far, if we would have entered right there, TP number 1 would have been a hit. TP number 2 would have been also a hit right there. But it is what it is. I'm still seeking for that entry. Let's take a look at BNB, because that is a short that it actually, well, kicked me in the not good place. All right. So right here, we were testing the waters, a 1/4 of an entry at 5x at the breakout. And I was expecting, well, breakout, retest. All right. And then head switch is because we had there we go. Let me see. There we go. A resistance point in here. And we've been very consistent with the trend line. Well, then I was expecting, well, I think this is on retest or something like that, and off we go. At the worst case scenario, we might be going somewhere around here, and then retracement, and off we go. But what happened, it just went and hunt my stop loss. It is what it is at this point. So let me clear this up. And we're going to be looking for another continuation. That is because right now, this volume has not died already, right? So instead of going downwards, we're going sideways. That is a good signal. Maybe going for this entry zone right here at 865. So I'm going to be marking that with a alert, and of course the break of the range right here at 882.75 for a breakout continuation. So that is BNB. So hashtag FBNB. All right, talking about something that doesn't F, it is Solana. Solana, it's been printing. We took this trade Friday, or we were looking for this reentry on Friday. It played out throughout the weekend, and right now it keeps pushing. I haven't taken secondary taking profits. I'm gonna let it be, and that is because what I'm seeking, it is right here a peak performance diamond. All right, so I want to see that peak performance diamond before I start taking another chunk of profit, and that is because I believe that we might have either a possible head and shoulders taking me back to these areas, or even a flag out continuation to the next target right at 229 and 29 at this tops. So yeah, pretty excited for Solana. And finally, talking about other things that are moving, I want to see something like, for example, I've been keeping my eye on Pingu, right? On the hype. I'm taking my eye on where's the other one? ARB and even PEPE. And you will see that it's a mix between good projects and meme coins. And that is because we've seen things just popping and popping and popping. Like, for example, PEPE have already popped. And let's just go over that really quickly before I throw it back to you, Piper. So PEPE coin, here it is. Let's go over it. Has already popped and it's having its retracement. Depending on how that retracement plays out, all right? And that is because we have a significant trend line in here. So depending on how that retracement plays out, we might have a steep enough retracement to grab some liquidity somewhere around here and then have a secondary run up to the next area up in there. All right, we have a resistance, we have a predictive range. This is going to be our next resistance zone to short it when we get up there. For support, smart money entry zones, here we go, to trend lines coinciding somewhere around here, and finally maybe a push through. So I am looking for that retracement, for example, in PEPE, for then a continuation trade. But that's what I got so far, Piper. Let me throw it back to you.
Awesome. Appreciate that, OC. Yeah, I'm actually connected right now with Crypto Princess. She's listening to us right now, so she can wave. Wave. Go ahead and wave, Crypto Princess. You're live on the show as we're sitting here in your back room. So.
Oh my gosh! How long were you guys there?
The whole time. Yep. So
really?
We'll be joining over to Crypto Princess here in a little while, just a couple of minutes here, getting ready to wrap this up. But I just wanted everyone to say hi. We're going to be heading over to your show in just a minute. So she's so looking forward to it, she says. So yeah, guys, appreciate everyone showing up here today. We are about to go live with Crypto Princess, so we're going to head over there. But OC, appreciate the breakdown, guys. Right now, we are still seeing a little bit of sell-off on the markets. From this data this morning, this job data coming in much worse than what we thought. So overall, Piper, what do you think about MSTR? It's been looking pretty crappy. Hey, MSTR's got some news that came out on it where they didn't even make the S&P 500, even though they were eligible, because of how they're evaluating their company is really based on projections of sales of their contracts. There's a lot of shady stuff going on over there, according to some people that are coming out, even changing some of, we won't do this for Michael Saylor, and then all of a sudden they start doing that within 2 months to raise more money. So that's my thoughts on MSTR. I'll just leave it alone for now and stay with Bitcoin. So guys, appreciate everyone being here today. We will be back here tomorrow morning breaking down PPI. That's the producer price inflation data coming out tomorrow morning, and giving you guys the new market update. Catalyst 2 coming soon to a chart near you. 2. Catalyst 1 out of the way today. Catalyst 2, PPI. Catalyst 3, CPI data. And then we're going to get a little cherry on top with that Michigan consumer sentiment on Friday, guys. We'll catch you all at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. Don't forget to tune in with OC Guy, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, giving you guys all of your trade setups. And then tomorrow morning, BC Port Corp will be back here. Until next time, guys, trade safe, use some risk management. And as always, peace, love, and profits. As Alexander G says, be kind to yourself, be kind to others. Later, guys.
That's the rap. Chart stack data never lie. Piper led the mission, OC in the sky. Spaghetti on the screen, but the vision stay prime. Chart prime visual, signals on time. Alumni strong, we built from the grind. Lessons in the market that'll outlive time. Knowledge is profit, you know how we run. Till the next one, stay sharp, get it done.
You can't handle the truth. Emotional, damn it.
We'll see you at the next
Don't
one.
know what the fuck they're doing.
Morning market report out.
We're heading over to Crypto Princess, guys. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. We're redirecting. See you guys over there in a minute.
We'll see you at the next one. Morning market report out. We'll see you at the next one. Morning market report. Ow.
That was awesome, dude.
Hey, it didn't break. What else you got?